ẹ káàárọ̀ nílùú Ìbàdàn. Solutions 93.9 FM.
Radio is all about information, education, and entertainment.
Maybe that's before now. Solutions 93.9 FM has raised the standard of radio broadcast to preferring solutions in all human angle. 939 FM, the remedy.
News, sports, entertainment, top 100 music on your Remedy radio dial. Solutions 93.9.
Do not touch that dial.
News, sports, entertainment, top 100 music on your Remedy radio dial. Solutions 93.9.
Do not touch that dial.
Okay, it's a new month, a new quarter, new dispensation. It's Solutions 93.9 FM. I'm sure you're wondering why we are starting off AM update at 9 o'clock. Yes, it's a new quarter. And, things, the only thing that is constant in life is change. My name is Ade Damola Lafenwa. Let me say happy new month because we're still celebrating the Independence Day celebration. Thank God for the breath of life. Nigeria at 63. Okay, 63. I don't want to say more than that.
All right, Nigeria at 63. Happy new month, everybody. Although it's the second day in the month of October 2023. Well, he said a new dispensation. I would like to know what dispensation. Okay, probably
it's a new quarter, right?
Oh, probably the increase, the provisional increase that people are celebrating.
That was why I said I didn't want to talk much about that.
But we're still going to talk extensively on that this morning. Yeah. My name is Favor Olorontola. Remember, you can join us live on Facebook at Solutions 939 FM, Solutions 939 FM to drop your comments and like and share and make sure that you are following us live because this morning we'll be dealing extensively on some of the stories that made rounds right from yesterday till this morning. The president has spoken. My question now is, tomorrow is October 3. Are we expecting that strike? I have no idea. But I'll be taking stories from the Punch newspaper and the Nigerian Tribune. And later on, we'll have our analysts join us as well.
Okay, I'll be taking stories from the Vanguard newspaper as well as the Nation newspaper. And believe me, both newspapers I have with me are fully loaded. And it's expected as we are celebrating Nigeria at 63. Taking my first shot at the Vanguard newspaper this morning, we have this one saying, Wike moves against Okada operations, open grazing in Abuja. That story is found on page 8 of the Vanguard newspaper. Nigeria at 63. Governors can, others preach peace, say country's challenges surmountable. That story is found on page 4. U.S. court orders CSU to release Tinubu's academic records to Atiku. The story is found on page 9. Okay, moving to the banner headline on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper this Monday morning. It says 24 hours to nationwide strike. FG's meeting with NLC, TUC ends in deadlock. And there are riders under that bold headline. We have this one saying Labour rejects government offers. Meeting reconvenes today. Orders state councils affiliates to ensure total compliance. Sets up zonal strike coordinating committees. And the last rider says FG offers 25,000 naira wage award across board. Okay, there is this picture of the president, and I can see the president, the vice president, Kashim Shettima. I can see the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, and I can see the Chief Justice of the Federation, and I can see Nyesom Wiki as well too. They are cutting the independence cake in Abuja. The picture is found on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Were you following the BB Niger All-Stars?
Yes, the Kogi lady herself, the youngest, got the 100 and something.
120 million
Oh
naira.
my God.
Okay, it's in the news this morning. Ile Baye, did I get the name right?
It's a victory you should ask. It will give
Okay,
you that
Ile Baye.
pronunciation right.
Ile Baye emerges winner of BB Niger All Stars. That story is found on page 6. And there is this advice coming to Nigerians from Professor Laguda. It says, live well, be happy. Death calls on us daily. Reflections on human flourishing in Nigeria, chapter 4. That story is found on page 15. Devaluation, banks raking 1.9 trillion naira forex profit. Moving away from that, Buhari never regretted his decisions as president. Garba Shehu. This Garba Shehu has been speaking on behalf of Muhammadu Buhari, even
That's a quick,
almost 6 months
a big question.
after leaving office.
Why is the most vocal and most vibrant ex-president of Nigeria silent so far? I've not been hearing anything.
Did you say vocal? Buhari wasn't
He
that
was-
vocal.
at least
Most
he
of the
made
things he said
headlines.
were, it was either Garba Shehu or Femi Adesina that were speaking on his behalf then.
So it's the continuation that we have.
Yeah, I think they're just continuing their job. Okay, moving away from that, this is a good one coming to Nigerians. BUA reduces cement price to 3,500 naira per bag. We'll still discuss this with our analyst when the time comes. These and many more stories will be found on the pages of the Vanguard newspaper. There's public holiday Monday morning.
It's really public. Well, let's go through the Punch newspaper. And we have this here, the kicker. Federal government okays allowance for senior staff. Labour may suspend strike. And then we have wage award. Now for all cadres of workers, says Bajambia Mila. VAT on diesel waived for 6 months. Federal government increases allowance for 35,000 naira as Labour rejects 25,000 naira. OPS again warns against strike. Independence Day. APC berates PDP as opposition faults Tinubu's speech. I also saw this yesterday when there was a retort on the presidential speech from the PDP, and I felt, okay, this is the opposition. Maybe they just want to, get arouse some attention. Well, let's look at this. Chicago academic record. Tinubu lawyers kick as court orders released. Page 7 of the Punch newspaper. Federal government issues first wholesale gas supply license under PIA. It was one of the cogent points from the presidential speech yesterday. That's on page 19. The valuation. Government banks makes 2.2 trillion naira, manufacturers lose 495 billion naira. That's on page 19. And then we have no plea bargain agreement with the Emefiele, says AGF. Finally, 1 dies, 7 injured in Lagos Ibadan Expressway crash. That's on page 5. May the soul of the departed rest in peace.
Amen. Okay, moving to the Nation newspaper this morning. Steer clear of revoked property. FCTA warns landowners. That story is found on page 4 of the Nation newspaper. BUA slashes cement ex-factory price to 3,500 naira per bag. No plea bargain yet with Emefiele, says AGF. That story is found on page 6. And another one says tanker fire kills 5 on Warri Benin Road. That story is found on page 27. Ilebaye wins BB Niger All-Star season. Shake-up likely in CBN board. Now to the banner headline on the front page of the Nation newspaper this Monday morning. It says Tinubu okays more relief packages for workers, others. And there are two riders under that caption. The first one says federal government, Labour reach agreement. NLC summons emergency NEC meeting. And I spoke about the picture of the cutting of Independence anniversary cake.
Yeah.
It's also found on the front page of the Nation newspaper. Moving away from that, our 63rd Independence anniversary was marked. And the rider that says, give federal government time, say SGF, First Lady. I even read something coming from the First Lady, that is Senator Oluremi Tinubu, saying that my husband is not a magician. So, in earnest, we shouldn't expect miracles. I read it somewhere this morning.
Well, it might not be a magician, but like Ayodeji Adishope would always say, our president is a dreamer. And he has given us the 6 months projection. Let's see what can happen within now. 6 months from now is October, November, December, January, February, March, April. By April, let's see what happens.
Okay, let me take this two more stories from the Nation newspaper. CSU ordered to release Tinubu's non-privileged documents to Atiku. And the last one I'll be taking from the Nation newspaper says 70-year-old. You know, when I say 70-year-old, I remember this comedy skit. 70-year-old
man.
Okay, 70-year-old nabbed over London-bound drug shipment. These and many more stories will be found on the pages of the Nation newspaper this morning.
Right, let me take stories from the Nigerian Tribune. The same picture you have on the Vanguard newspaper. I have it here on the Nigerian Tribune. It was also displayed on the Punch newspaper as well. But there is this. We have federal government changes gear, says 35,000 naira now for all its workers, to waive VAT on diesel for 6 months, to pay 75,000 naira to 15 million households at 35,000 naira per month from October to December. Sanwo-Olu pledges to resolve RT NURTW crisis in Lagos. Labour to meet federal government today after consultations with members. When I hear the word consultations, the first thing that comes to my mind was Tinubu's consultation then, when he was still consulting. Probably it would be a candidate for to contest or not. Well, AGF denies signing 50 billion naira plea bargain with the Emefiele. Lagos government deals 8 batteries molds for environmental fabrication. That was caught there. It's not quite clear. But Ondo impeachment saga, search for Akeredolu's new deputy begins. Delta tanker explosion. FRSC confirms 8 deaths, 8 buses, 5 trailers, 2 tankers burned. Other stories and more you can get from the Nigerian Tribune this morning.
Okay, in a short while, we shall be linking up with our guest analyst, that is Ayodeji Ajishope, will be joining us virtually to discuss some of these issues. And interestingly, he's already here with us live. He's here connected with us in the studio. Good morning, comrade Ayodeji Ajishope.
Hey, good morning to you, my comrade brother.
Let me greet you happy new month and happy Independence anniversary as well too.
Yes, I can as well add happy last quarter of 2023.
That's true. Now, still in the celebration of independence, let's look at the speech, the presidential speech we all listened to yesterday. In your own opinion, because I heard from some Nigerians that their expectations were cut short. They were expecting something more alluring, more more, I don't know,
enticing,
more enticing,
more
yeah,
accommodating,
more accommodating
something
from the speech.
something refreshing.
More that is the word. Something refreshing from the. But what's your take on the presidential speech? Let's just dissect the speech in its entirety.
Well, it had all the basic elements of the dreamer and the visionary that our president is. But maybe not surprisingly, a little bit subdued. He talked to us not just as a president, he talked to us, he said, I'm a citizen too. He understands the pain and the sacrifices we'll have to make. Yes, if as a head of a family, I call a family meeting in order to take decisions on the future of that family and the route we're going to be taking, I got to put short, medium, and long-term picture, and I have to give them the deliverables. And what are we going to get at the end of the day for these sacrifices we are going to be making? And I got to timeline and signpost them that in the first quarter, maybe the short term, this is what we're going to be sacrificing. These are going to be the gains. These are further sacrifices. Medium time, these are further sacrifices. These are the, gains along the route. So that it is absolutely important as a leader to get the buy-in of your people. That is the role of a leader. You do two things as a leader. You manage processes and you motivate the people. The timelines, the deliverables are the processes which you manage as a leader. And then showcasing it to the people, presenting it to the people as a workable plan in their interest. The interest of all is the leadership part, the second part of leadership. I do not, and it is not about me. I have spoken to those who should know that there seems not to be a plan in this regard. And I asked too, this morning, does there seem to be a team? Or is it a conflict between the interests of members of the team that is projected as looking like there's no plan? And he said, there might not even be a plan. And he said, that is not the expectation. Is it looking as pay as you go? Is it looking like a master plan? Somebody who has been touted as the most prepared, that in the last 30 years, he has looked to this moment. But some might be of the opinion that they spent much more time planning to get to office rather than planning for what to do when you get into office. The first thing that I also was on an inaugural speech. When you deliver an inaugural speech, you create your vision for Nigeria as a leader. That we did not get a vision on the 29th of May. What we got was, an infliction of pain. Maybe good ideas, but the underpinning factors of those actions had not been well thought out. So we have to do a pay-as-you-go thing now. Now, regarding the 25,000 naira that has 1 to 6, that has now been shifted to cover everybody, and then even shifted further to 35,000, all within a space of 12, 18 hours. We had the president presenting a speech and shifting ground
again,
not marginally, significantly within a space of 18 hours. That does not look like a plan. That does not look like a plan.
Okay.
That does not look like a plan.
If it doesn't look like a plan, I think that maybe there is a plan.
You are almost inaudible, comrade sister.
You can't hear me. Can you hear me now?
A lot better now.
All right. I said, you said it doesn't look like a plan, but I think there is a plan. 6 months to actually, cushion this effect, to make some things available might be enough time to have a good plan and to implement. But that's not where I'm going to. Let us take a look at the 25,000 naira increase to 35,000 naira. A lot of people do not understand this phenomenon. I want us to, elucidate on this matter and talk about what this actually means for Nigerians. The economy, the increase, what does it mean actually?
Well, you will recall that the president in his inaugural speech talked about access to credit. Believe you me, access to credit is a critical plan of the medium and long-term plan. But how does that affect the situation as we speak? It does not. It is part of the plan, the medium-term plan. Because even when the credit is available, I access credit today, I have to do certain things. I have to implement my own plan for the credit, and it will take a while for it to impact. So that is not a short-term plan. But access to credit is a major part of this plan. But there's a challenge in this country. We do not even have data to know who needs credit and for what. We don't have the basic data. We don't know what number we are. So, and we also have the challenge of access to credit. We have seen it with the NISRA thing, which is the Anchor Borrowers Form and all sorts of interventions that government has done. That all that matters in access to credit, this credit or grant, is who you know and not what you know. You understand? And it should be on the basis of what you know and not who you know. You might know people and not know what to do. So, somebody was joking a few days ago. He said, Oyo State government did something. And he said they were going to register farmers. And then you ask farmers to come and register at the secretariat. Is it the smallholder farmers that owns 1 acre and 2 or 3 acres? And who constitute 90% of the farming population in Nigeria? I am specifically, especially in Oyo State. We will come to the secretariat. Some of them do not even know the way to their zonal, the headquarters of their geopolitical zone. Imagine the whole of Ibadan, 11 local governments. How many people know the secretariat of the farmers? How many people even know the headquarters of their local government? So, access to credit as a vision and dream of the president. How accessible will this access be? Another ingredient of the measures, including availability of, especially transport sector. We know the instant impact on the transport sector and on the economy and the consumer price index. They're talking about CNG vehicles. When will those be available? Not certainly in numbers enough that will affect things positively. Certainly not till the end of this year. So, this short-term thing, this is...
Hello? Oh.
15 million families. Hello?
Yeah,
hello. Okay, 25,000 for 15 million families over a period of 3 months. We still go back to what Buhari was going to do. Maybe just a little more. 15 million families. The records say there are 130 million Nigerians multidimensionally poor. And after May 29, about 5-point-something million was added to that immediately after the PMS price went up. So we're talking about 140 million multidimensionally poor Nigerians. How many of those will this affect?
Okay.
We know there's virtually... Okay.
I was going to ask you something, comrade. There is this
yes, please go ahead.
Confusing part of this speech. There is one that says the wage award, 35,000 naira, is for 6 months. I mean, I want you to explain that area. Is it only for 6 months? What happens after 6 months?
That is a big question. I was asking myself. Was it? Well, they will have to negotiate. That's a buffer thing. You understand? Between now and the negotiation of a new minimum wage. You understand? That is my thinking. I want to believe that that that's a buffer between now and the full negotiation of a wage, of a new minimum wage. What happens after that? And I want to believe too that I just want to believe, playing the devil's advocate here, that the market, when I say the markets, the Bodija, Oji, and Agwedi markets, the Kano Central market, will not get an impression that salaries have been increased and therefore respond correspondingly. And even beyond, if it were correspondingly, it will even be okay. They will respond in a way that will even leave the earners even more deprived and worse off. I think I want to believe, that it is a strategy to not allow the market to respond and rob the recipients of whatever they are. I want you have to play devil's advocate and think the positives out of what does not look clear.
Let's pretend that probably that is the plan, right?
No, wait. Even if it's even if it's pretense, within this 6 months,
because we have seen it. Udoji, where it landed us.
Yes, Udoji.
I want to respond to that.
The salary increases where it has landed us. We have seen it. I want to believe that from that experience.
I don't think you can hear me. Okay, I want to respond.
I wanted to say something.
I don't think I want to respond to that.
You are almost inaudible.
Within this 6 months, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now, sir?
Yes.
Okay, within the 6 months.
A little better.
Yes, within the 6 months, you say that this traders may not jack up their prices. It can happen. It's something that might happen. If you say it's pretense.
It is not going to be as bad as what if there is a new salary increase and workers now earn 100,000 minimum wage. This is a little more subtle. In fact, it is looking like nothing, really. It is feeling like nothing because they say federal workers, okay, they will negotiate too with this. The states have liquidity now, no doubt. There is no noise about it so that the markets will know. So I think, I want to believe, I am thinking positively on behalf of government that it is a strategy. It is a strategy. I know there is enough liquidity now and ahead of us in view of the projections of the naira to dollar thing in terms of our earnings. Crude oil will hit 107 by March, April, and thereabout. And there will be a lot of liquidity. Don't forget that subsidy is back in one way or the other on a smaller scale, or else we would have gone up to 800, 1,000 naira per liter. So, in that regard, they shared 1 trillion naira plus the states and the local government. They shared 1 trillion naira plus the other day. So there is liquidity with the states now to take on all of this. But how does that get to the medium, especially the small scale workers? You understand? The small scale medium businessmen. How does that wage increase impact them? It does not impact them. They can only do, because we have seen, somebody was telling me this morning of a smallholder, a fish pond business owner. He said, you have to aerate the pond. And he said it was costing him 2,800 naira per day before. It now costs 8,500 naira. And he said he attempted to pass that cost to the end users, the buyers, and then his patronage dropped.
Definitely.
That is the patronage instantly dropped. The patronage instantly dropped. And of course, if patronage drops, then the business is going to collapse. So the man said it's going to shut down. That is a small scale, and that is one maybe out of thousands like that. Not just in that business, but in other industries. You understand? So there is no direct impact on the small scale businesses are still going to suffer. That is a straightforward thing. Believe you me.
Okay,
that is not going to increase the people's spending powers dramatically.
All right, Comrade Ayodele Ajishokwe, with what the federal government has put on the table, going by the presidential speech, Are there some promises enough for the organized labor to shelve this nationwide strike, which we're expecting in the next 24 hours from now?
The position of labor, since they held a meeting, I think, with the meeting led by the chief of staff and some other ministers and governors joined virtually. I think labor cannot be relied upon. I make that a very categorically and unequivocal statement. Labor is totally unreliable. Nigerians, not in a manner destructive or disruptive, Nigerians will all have individually and therefore collectively take our fate in our hands. I will allude to a scriptural story. When somebody got blessings in a manipulative way, the one that lost out went to the father. I said, even one word, bless me. The father said, that's the blessing I have. I've spoken it out. He said, I'm in trouble. And the father said, see, the yoke and the burden that will be your portion, when it overwhelms you and is choking and going to kill you, you will throw it off. They say Nigerians are resilient. I was told this morning that no, Nigerians are not resilient. We are only a complacent people. And I think complacency has limits. When complacency is going to, if it drives you into penury, if it's going to endanger your life, you certainly, something in the nature of man will propel us into action. It is just natural. Maybe we have not gotten there. We have not gotten there yet. We have not gotten to the location. When we get to that location, Nigerians will challenge leadership to do the needful. We will get there.
Okay, now let's talk about the challenges now, challenging one another. There is this issue at the U.S. court, as the U.S. court has made an order that the Chicago State University should release the Tinubu's academic records to Atiku. And something that really strikes me there. I mean, I graduated from the University of Ibadan. Peradventure in the nearest future, I want to vie for an elective position, and my academic records is being called for. Why would I stop my opposition to have access to my academic records if there is nothing to be hidden in that? Let's look at this issue.
Ordinarily, that should be the case. That's why you fire. When you fire, you supply information. Ordinarily, it should not be a hidden thing, but there is right to privacy. You understand?
Okay.
You want to know my academic records. You want to know what I scored in poll 101 and poll 506. What's your business? What's your business with that?
Okay.
You understand? But when you enter into a controversial space, you understand, and you're a public office holder, there's nothing private about you anymore. I was going to ask anymore. You that too. There's nothing private about you anymore. And especially when everything from primary, secondary, and to tertiary, and even issues of identity are involved, then there must be scrutiny. Because even when it comes to the issue of something basic as identity is involved, then there must be scrutiny. What Atiku is doing, he must be pursuing something personal. No, it is not personal for us as Nigerians. Whatever is on earth, and any issues that come out of it will be in the interest, and it will be a precedent. You understand? It will be a precedent. I do not know whether it can again affect, by the procedures of the court, especially the appellate court, whether they can still bring that in. Of course, people are saying it is even a pre-election matter. But believe you me, if anything comes out and says that the claims by Bola Tinubu, all these were regarding his identity and academic exploits, do not tally, that will damage his presidency. And beyond him, it will damage Nigeria. Because everywhere he goes globally, every time he speaks, it is who is speaking and the challenges of his identity. When somebody is leading 200 million people, and it is not even, and there are and there are even issues, bordering on identity, something as basic as identity, then we have a serious problem of legitimacy in office. That is the issue.
Okay, all right then. Okay, let's look at this. There is this another funny thing that came out the front page of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. That is a statement credited to Garuba Shehu. He said Buhari never regretted his decision as president. Never regretted his
Garuba
decision.
Shehu.
Garuba Shehu. The guy has been talking even 6 months after being away from out of office. Almost 6 months out of being in office. Still speaking for his boss.
Well, he's speaking for his boss. He still has to continue to guard. Yes, it is Buhari, but for 8 years he was a part and parcel of that administration, speaking for the president, not speaking for the administration. He spoke for the president, and that's a direct liability, of speaking, and he's supposed to be speaking the mind of the president. Well, regrets, that is for the president and him. Do Nigerians have regrets of ever voting him into office? We'll not answer that question, but the word is out there that Nigeria do not think they got what they bargained for in those 8 years. Whether that should amount to regrets, well, we leave that to historians to judge. And history can be very kind, and history can be cruelly unkind. I am not sure history will be kind to Muhammadu Buhari. Even the good things he did will be footnotes in history.
Okay. History is going to be kind. Can you hear me? History is kind, and it's kindness all over.
You are almost inaudible again.
Can you hear me now?
Can you get a little better? Okay, the Damola is loud and clear.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Hello? Muffled a bit.
Hello?
Damola is loud and clear.
Okay.
Okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Can you hear me loud and clear?
Better now.
Okay, so you are talking about kindness and history, but it seems as though this is kindness towards Nigerians. As yesterday we had this cement slash in especially the price of cement to 3,500 naira. That's from a company called BUA. Now, I'm sure that this is going to be some sort of competition for other sectors, for other people in that sector, in that industry. But my question here is now, if it's 3,500 naira, how many people can even buy at this rate? If it's for building materials and the infrastructural sector to make it large, we all know what's going on.
Can do me a favor and just, do a recap of the question?
Okay, I think Favor is trying to ask you that we heard in the news yesterday that there is this company, this cement manufacturing company, BUA.
Okay, BUA
announcing the slash in their own price of a bag of cement, making it 3,500 naira per bag. And she's now asking that, you were trying to say that.
Is it favorable for Nigerians?
Is it a good thing for Nigerians? How many Nigerians can even still afford that
per bag?
Well, let us even start, critiquing it from the premise of, you say you slash, mind that word, you slash the price. How will you slash from 5,000 to 3,500?
So maybe
Probably it's a
Is
marketing
the- did
strategy
anything-
for
is
him.
it a marketing strategy?
Did anything change in the cost of production
Okay.
for you to afford that big splash? Or you were just previously exploiting the people?
Or can you hear me?
Did anything change?
Or probably it's
Or
just a
probably-
marketing
affect-
strategy.
Or it's not even a good product.
They will not sell at a loss, will they? That means at 3.5, it is still profitable. Why then were they selling way far higher than that before? Exploitation. Those are the questions. Yes, there are organizations, consumer headed by Irukera or something. Consumer organizations in Nigeria to protect the consumer from this kind of situation. You now say you slash the price to 3,500. Did anything change significantly in the cost of production for you to be able to do this reduction in price?
Probably he decided to subsidize things to make it easier for Nigerians to make it affordable.
No businessman is ever going to do that. No, it doesn't make any sense. You are in business to make profit. So that means they were simply exploiting us previously. It's as simple as that. And questions should be raised by consumer protection organizations in Nigeria. It must be investigated. This is what is happening. We are just being exploited by monopolies. Monopolies. Dangote is everywhere in our face, monopolizing.
In all sectors.
Only God knows. Let me tell you one thing. People should not delude ourselves that the products that will be coming out of Dangote refinery will be cheaper than what it is operating in an export processing zone. People should get that into their systems. Dangote refinery is located in an export processing zone. Everything that comes out of it will pay excise duty. So people should not delude themselves as if Nigeria owns a refinery. Nigeria does not own any refinery. It is Dangote refinery. It is located in an export processing zone. Nigerians have been challenging the price of Dangote cement and all of that, and comparing to what is happening. So it has been exploitation. And don't forget that Dangote and Bua, in spite of the fact that they are cousins, business does not know blood. They are in cutthroat competition in so many fields, in sugar, in oil, and in cement. They are in cutthroat competition. So this is just a strategy to undercut the competition. Recently, matters were just settled for them by Northern Kano elders in areas of certain competition. But certainly, that cutthroat competition is not over. But we are the victims. Nigerians are the victims of their competition. So there is not doing us Nigerians any favor, not at all.
But when you talk about the fact that Dangote refinery, Nigerians shouldn't expect anything refreshing or something that will ease their pain. I mean, who do you blame when the federal government is not even working towards reviving our own refinery?
The president told us that one of the refineries will be working by December. Isn't that what he said? We wait. It is 90 days away.
90 days away. Okay. All right.
Yes, we wait.
Okay.
But experts have said nothing. Experts have said it that refinery, Warri 1, I believe Port Harcourt 1, it will not work. Even Obasanjo, that is not an expert but has been president and should know, said nothing is going to work.
But why are they being pessimistic about that?
Comrade brother, I have seen technical reports of some of the things going on there. That it is, when you have a 10-inch pipe and then they go and procure a 7-inch pipe to interface with it, for me, it is sabotage.
But this is a very huge problem in Nigeria. I mean, if an individual can successfully establish a refinery on his own, what is making it difficult for a whole federal government to at least make one function? This is not about just establishing. It's about, resuscitating, reviving the ones we have. What is making it so difficult?
My father called them harvesters of ruins. It is in the ruin, it is in that ruinous situation that they will harvest. They are not planting. You know, when you plant, you will nurture, and then it will fruition, and then you will harvest. But it is in the ruins, the progressive ruination of Nigerians, that a few are harvesting. It's straightforward. It's been unfolded. They say it is about, they say in Nigeria we are running a rent system. Rent, what is happening there? Let's give me my own, without lifting a finger. It's rent seeking, and people are enjoying it. Which society do you see a man throwing a pack of 1,000 naira notes in a bundle of 500,000 at a party? Which society? Which sane people, of sound mind, do that?
I'm still not convinced with your response, sir. I mean, why are the saboteurs not attacking the establishment of Dangote refinery? If an individual could succeed, what are the loopholes? What are the things that the government should do to remove
Why
the
did
saboteurs?
Dangote put Nigerians in charge? Why did he go and bring Indians to be in charge of critical sectors? Why did he not put Nigerians there?
That will be the solution, why can't the federal government opt for that option? Go for that option.
Political will.
At least to make things work.
Political will. It takes political will. And have you not heard the president talking about a cabal? He said it again. A cabal. Holding Nigeria ransom. A cabal. And all the apparatus of coercion are under the president. It's called President Commander-in-Chief. All apparatus of coercion. But I tell you, in Nigeria today, the president can give an order as President Commander-in-Chief, and along the line of chain of command, there could be subversion. It is that bad. So, even the president has to tread carefully. Carefully. Have you noticed that the president is not talking about NNPC? No, you cannot take on CBN and take on NNPC at the same time. It is wisdom.
Wisdom is profitable to direct.
I think I'm beginning to understand that now. I'm beginning to understand that. All right, Comrade Ayode Ajisope, I'd like to say a big thank you to you for being a part of the program this public holiday Monday morning. So how are you spending? How are you spending your public holiday today?
Of course, like you, I'm at work.
That's true. All right. Thank you very much.
But thank God we are driven by passion. We enjoy what we do.
Definitely, because we enjoy what we do. That is it. That's what is driving us. All right. Thank you very much,
yes,
comrade.
You have a fruitful, splendid week. God bless you all.
Thank you very much.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right, we just spoke with our analysts this morning, and it's time for you to give your own contribution. Yes, I saw the phone lines blinking. If you do not have it, it is 0909 88 89 939, 0912 22 22 939, 0909 88 89 939, and 0912 22 22 939. Remember, we raised the issue of the provisional increase in the minimum wage, and the question that was asked is, what happens after 6 months? We also raised the BUA issue, the slashing of prices. Has it been that there has been exploitation of the citizens so far? Is it the marketing strategy? What can we call this? Well,
and we also talked about the presidential speech. The people's expectations were where they met. Okay, do we have a caller?
Yes, and President Buhari's privacy that's going to be breached. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, this is not available here.
Okay, we can. Let's have your contribution.
Mention the name of one place. That name always makes me to be angry. I'm not supposed to be in jail now. I'm not supposed to be in jail. People have a good government. That's not supposed to be in jail. Behind that, looking behind what the committed. The commission is not left today.
So
Success.
if you can hear your line is
Your line is
breaking.
breaking.
The signal is very poor. Can you please call?
We apologize, Mr. Success. We have to cut you short. Please try calling
Try
us
to call back. The line is very
was,
poor.
very poor. The connection was poor. 0909 88 89 939. 0912 22 22 939. While we're expecting your calls, you asked a question to our analyst how he's celebrating his own
Independence Day. Yeah.
And what would your answer be?
Like he said, we have
are all at
similar.
work.
We are all at work. We are,
But,
those of us on essential.
Once you're
essential
done from
duties.
duty, you should be able to, have fun, go to with your family or something.
Go out.
Go out, yes.
Well, not
Yeah.
really. I'll rather, because tomorrow is another working day. So even if I had an opportunity to leave work now,
Don't forget.
I'll just go home.
Don't forget, we have a proposed strike at hand.
The strike is not for everybody. You know that. You are expected to be at work tomorrow, whether the strike holds or not. Likewise, me too. We are all to be at work tomorrow.
I had a wonderful day yesterday. Thanks to Paris Bakery Small Fruits.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
kids had a wonderful time, and it was a very, very beautiful, Independence Day celebration. Thanks to Solutions 939 FM for the platform, to Paris Bakery and Small Foods as well. We are grateful. The kids say thank you very much. 0909 88 89 939. 0912 22 22 939. We'll go on a short break. When we'll come back, we start taking your comments. Remember, Solutions 939 FM on Facebook to drop your comments. For staying tuned now to your comment. Victor on Twitter says, Labour chairman. Let's go for Franklin. It's a good thing they're planning on suspending the strike. Meanwhile, if you're looking for how to increase your finances in the next 30 days, you understand how to go about it. But Emmanuel says, what about individuals in the private company? Yes, you're supposed to ask that question. How do they survive? Well, if you're seeing someone for 6 months getting 75,000 and you're getting 30, where is the balance? We should ask that. Where is the balance in the economy? Where do we get that balance from in the next 6 months? Well, the loudspeaker. What happens to state and local government workers? What happens to corporate and private firm workers? Everyone suffered the harsh effects of the subsidy removal, and any palliative given should go round all categories of workforce, not just federal government workers.
That's a good point.
No retreat, no surrender. On Tuesday, we'll strike. Hamid Mukhtar. Now, Shilin P says, my question at this point is, what about pensioners? Are they to be permanently stamped out like waste materials? no consideration for them at the tribunal period or at this turbulent
Turbulent
period?
period.
It's a good question as well. They threatened with strike, but once they're given money, they will abandon the main goal and suspend the strike. Nigerians and money, I beg. Not today with this. Okay, Franklin on the X right there. Priscilla says, not our own Priscilla, Priscilla OG. What happens to local government workers as well? There's also this comment right here. The suspension of the strike is a relief. Just hope it doesn't pull through to the end. Well, we'll see what happens by tomorrow.
Okay, I'm sure many Nigerians are still doubting that the strike will hold, because we've experienced it in many times in the past, that you just wake up tomorrow morning when you are expecting the strike to commence and you see the breaking news, NLC suspends, all those kind of things. But let's keep our fingers crossed and let's see how I think they are meeting today. There will be negotiation again today, so let's see what the outcome will be. It's a convenient point for us to call it.
Take this
Do
one.
you have a
I have a message. Here.
Okay, let's
Yes.
have a message before
Now
we
we
wrap up.
have 75,000 naira at 35,000 per month. The mathematics is not hard enough. I think our analyst already explained.
The increment is it's just for 6 months.
It's just for 6 months. This is it.
It's not a permanent thing.
Workers were earning 30,000 naira minimum wage.
Minimum wage.
There was an additional, let's just put it that way, additional 35,000 naira.
That will last for just 6 months.
Yes.
Let's underline that.
So that will last 6 months, a 6 months period. So by April, it's going to stop. So from now till April, you're going to be getting 75,000 naira as your salary. That's
75.
If 30 plus.
30
no,
plus.
30 plus.
That's
30 plus
65.
65. It's true. It's not adding up. Look, though. 75 naira,
Mhm,
1,000 naira.
it's 65.
It's not adding up. That's it. The mathematics is really not adding up. Well, that is it for that in the comment section. Thanks to Mr. Success for trying to reach us. We're sorry for cutting you short, but the network or the connection was truly poor.
Okay, like I was saying, it's a convenient point for us to call it a day today. We'll be back same time and tomorrow morning for a fresh edition of AM Update on Solutions 93.9 FM. My name is Ade Damola Lafenwa, and like we always say, we need to remain patriotic and let's believe in the project Nigeria. Let's do everything to save Nigeria today and always.
Well, in my own celebration, green is now my new best color. My name is Favor Olorotola. Good morning.